Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Continuing our class on Arabic from the book Durus Lugat al-Arabiya by Dr. V. Abdurrahim. We concluded the reading of this page, that's page 2 or page 6 of 127. That's if you're using the app. So in summary of what we read, we said Ma hadha baytun, hadha baytun, naam, hadha baytun. These four sentences, we explained them and we gave examples of how to ask a question in the negative. And we mentioned that Alif Hamza, this one, can also be replaced with Hal. That is Ha and Lam Sukun Hal. We also said that the Hal cannot be used to ask a question in the negative. So for Ahadha Sarirun, we can say Amahadha Bisaririn or Amahadha Sarirun. But we can't use Hal to ask that type of question. But we should know that Hal can be used to ask another type of question in the negative. And it should be Halla, that would be Ha Fatiha, La Molif Shada Fatiha, La, Halla. And that has a sister which is also Alif Hamza and Lam Alif Shada Fatiha, Allah, Allah. Other sisters are Lauma, Laula, and Allah. That's Alif Hamza without the Shada on the Lam Alif Fatiha, La. And this is a Harf that is called Harf at Tahdeed. That is a Harf of Tahdeed. Taha dot ya dot. Tahdeed is to encourage somebody. Just as a teacher encourages a student, an imam on the minbar encourages the worshippers to fear Allah, and the way a parent encourages his child, so to say. So Tahdeed is a kind of encouragement. So we can use Allah, that is Ha Fatiha, Lam Alif Shada Fatiha, Allah, Allah, in the negative, so to say. But it will not be a negative question. It will be enough you. It will be Tahdeed. An example of Tahdeed is when we say, for instance, Allah Taqra'u al-Qur'ana. Once you read the Quran, please bear in mind that the verb is in the Mudori. Allah Taqra'u al-Qur'an. In the case of Mudori, in the case of Tahdeed, we use the Mudori as a kind of encouragement. And Tahdeed is Al-Haddu al-Amali wa Tarki Tahawuni bihi. That's what Tahdeed means. The one I said means encouragement. Al-Haddu, to encourage, no? That's what Haddu means. Just like in Surah Ma'un. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدعو اليتيم ولا يحض حد تحديد. So to encourage, to cheer somebody up. So at-Tahdeed is al-haddu al-amali. It's to encourage somebody to do a work, and also to encourage somebody watarki tahawuni bi, and encouraging the person to avoid being negligent about it. Yani Allah, that's what it means. Or that's what a harfu Tahdeed means. And we give examples out. Allah taqra'un al-Quran. It is many people. It's one person taqra'u. Allah taqra'u al-Quran. Once you read the Quran, you are encouraging that person. Once you read the Quran, Allah tastaghfiru Allah. Allah tastaghfiru Allah. Won't you ask Allah to forgive you? So that is Tahdeed. It's not asking like, is this not a house? Is this not a chair? Like this page is doing. Rather, it's encouraging. You can see for yourself that this question is not a kind of encouragement. It's more of asking the reality that I don't know, I'm not sure. Is this a house? Is this a shirt? Is this a chair? So that's the difference. So Tahdeed, in the case of Harfu Tahdeed, Allah, that is Hal with a Lamoli Shada Fatih Allah, would be a question in the negative, but with the intention of encouraging. As for Allah with a Fi'l Madi coming after it, Fi'l Madi, for instance, we said Takura'u, Allah Takura'ul Quran. So the Fi'l Madi will be the past tense of the Takura'u. So for instance, if you say Solaita, which is you prayed, in the past tense, you prayed. If you now say Allah Solaita, which is now the past tense, it will be Tandeem, a half of Tandeem, which is Tanun, Dal, Kasrodi, Yasukundi, Mim Kasromi, Tandeem. What Tandeem means is making the person feel regretful. When he committed a sin, when he did not do something he was supposed to, or when he avoided something that he wasn't meant to avoid, or when he was too lazy to do something. Allah Solaita is as if you are saying, look at you. Won't you pray? Didn't you pray? Didn't you pray in the past tense? Didn't you pray? So all this time you've not been praying. Allah Solaita, won't you pray? So that's the past tense. As for the present tense, to Soli, Allah to Soli, won't you pray? Come on, get up. It's time to pray. Then Allah Solaita, look at yourself. You didn't pray. Didn't you pray? Since all this time, didn't you pray? So that's how to look at it. The first one, Tahdeed, is in the Mudori, the verb that comes after Allah. Then the one that comes for Tandeem, being regretful, another Mutawba, being regretful is part of Tawbah. Is when you tell somebody, Allah Solaita, Allah Qara'ta al-Quran, that's the past tense of Taqra'ul Quran. Allah Qara'ta al-Quran. So since you've been here, you never read the Quran. Haven't you ever read the Quran? Haven't you ever read the Quran? So that is Allah of Tandeem. So that's a side note on Alif Hamza and the Harf that it belongs to. Alif Hamza belongs to the Harf of Istifham, just like Hal. And Alif and Lam Alif Shada Fatih Allah can also be used to do Tandeem and Tahdeed. But sometimes you might come across Hal Fatih, Ha Fatih, Lam Alif Shada Fatih Allah, and you might think that might be an Istifham. It's not necessarily an Istifham. Allah is for Tahdeed and Tandeem. So that's a side note which I thought I should mention. So as promised, we said we'll look at the exercises in this chapter, which we will do in the next class, as well as give an idea of the Jumlatul Ismiya, that is the nominal sentence, the sentence that has a Mubtada and a Khobar. Just like Hada Komisun. Hada is the Mubtada and Komisun is the Khobar. Or Hada Kolamun. This is a pen. There are many examples of the Ismul Jumlatul Ismiya. Hada and the predicate is one of them. Hada Baytun, Hada Masjidun. The Mubtada is the Hada, the Khobarun is the Baytun. So the Hada can be replaced with a name. It can be replaced with a pronoun, a domir. The name, for instance, well, it will not be a thing. It will be maybe an animal or a person. Like Ahmadu Tabibun. Ahmad is a doctor. Just as we replaced it, if we want to replace this guy, this one, Hada Tabibun, it asks man Hada, who is this? Now says Hada Tabibun. You can as well give this man a name, Ahmad Tabibun. So you replace that with Hadha, saying Ahmadu Tabibun. So Jumlatul Ismiya is mentioned very appropriately in the chapter, the third book of this, the third part of this book, and we'll go through it inshallah as time goes by. So let's stop for today, and inshallah we'll continue later. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.